Infinity on High.
Forever and Ever Times Infinity. Infinity on High was a great record also by Fall Out Boy, but
fucking hell,
it's great. We use the infinity symbol to differentiate.
I can't believe
it's fine. It's a tongue twister for myself, so don't worry.
Yeah.
You don't even like Fall Out Boy.
I don't even like Fall Out Boy. That's why.
Look, I think that record's great because I think Neil Avron still produced that. So
yeah. No, I mean, no diss on Fall Out Boy. I just personally not into them. So that's unfortunate. I mixed it up with that. Anyway, your record. Yeah. Just wonder how you're feeling about that, like half a year on, because for me, that's, even though I can't remember its name, that's like maybe for me, like my favorite New Found Glory records are the self-titled, Radio Surgery, and this one. I think the songwriting on it, like some of those choruses they just work so well. They're so huge. Just wonder how you're feeling about that record now, and what the reaction's been from your perspective.
Well, I definitely appreciate you saying all that. Forever and Ever Times Infinity, that if you want to call it the newest record, which did come out 8 months ago now. Right. It's when we were writing that, again, this was pre-COVID, we were writing it, and we had been touring a lot. We had been touring off of From the Screen to Your Stereo Part 3, cover record, which whenever we do those records, it's not to buy us time in between two releases, but we know it will buy us time because you're doing cover songs that aren't really too tough to figure out because they're already written for you. But we had so much fun on those tours, and they were massive shows. And so our feeling as a band, as like a unit, was so strong at the time that going into the writing and recording, which we started on that tour for Forever and Ever Times Infinity, I think we were just firing on all cylinders. And it really was one of those like, well, let's really think about over the 20 years we've been a band, what it is that people enjoy about our music, right? Take out the live show, take out the marketing or any of this stuff. The music we have, what do people enjoy? What do they not really like, and what do they like? And the thing that we kept coming back to as far as liking is guitar riffs and catchy choruses. And so it's like, well, you don't want to sound stale and make sure that that's all you do, but let's really focus on that. So Chad just started like riff machining, where basically he was writing every guitar riff he could think of. And then we would try to put together choruses with it. So I remember because I do a lot of our like demo recordings. So we're in the back of the bus on these From the Screen to Your Stereo Part 3 tours, just recording riff after riff after riff. And I'm putting fake drums to it, and we're just kind of seeing how it sounds. Yeah. And that's a lot of those songs started like that, and they didn't really change too much. But yeah, even recording that record, we brought Steve Evitz in. Steve is a great guy that we've known for a long time, but had never really worked with until From the Screen to Your Stereo Part 3, where he mixed it, and that record was awesome. It sounded great. The sharpest words wanna cut me down. So we brought him back to produce this new record, and it was great because even he pushed us a little bit in ways that we never thought of, with just kind of the last little bits of songwriting, or maybe repeating this part an extra time, or did you think about doing this way? And I will agree with you that there is some extremely catchy stuff on this last record, and every band, when you ask them about their new record, well, what does it sound like? Oh, it sounds like it's like the best New Found Glory stuff ever. Or it's classic where you say, it sounds like our old stuff. You're gonna love it. It just sounds like that. But in a lot of ways, it is. I mean, we really did like go back to the old sound, kind of. I mean, yeah, we have better equipment, we play better, but like it's honing in on those riffs and the catchy choruses. So yeah, it's awesome to hear you say that, because that means that our goal was accomplished.
Yeah. What's your favorite song off it?
Hard to say. I always will say Himalaya. Yeah, it's it's a little different because it's not really like the old stuff. That's more like the ISHC, I guess, if you want to call it. Yeah. I absolutely love that song when we were writing, and that was one of those that was like while we were doing pre-production. So this is only about 3 or 4 days before I started doing drum tracks. Chad was like, "Hey, I wrote this song last night. We should just try it." And it wasn't finished, and we like finished it that day within a few hours. And whenever songs do that, it's like, you got to put this on the record. It's going to be great. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think Himalaya is great, but I even like how the record starts, Shook by Your Shaved Head.
Love the chorus on that one.